What up? What up? It's your boy King Truth. Glenn right now is having some technical difficulties, so we're gonna go ahead and Glenn will chime in as soon as he gets back in. We've got a couple visitors tonight. Currently, we got Dutch. Go ahead, Dutch. Introduce yourself. What's up, buddy?
Hey, buddy. What's good? Just Dutch. This is my first time on the show.
Can you turn it up?
Can you
volume
hear
a
me?
little bit higher, buddy?
How about this? Is it better?
Yep, much better.
All right. So yeah, just wanted to talk about the thing that we talked about on the ventilators you were on, and I just wanted to debate, I guess. I'm not sure what the show is about, but I'm here.
Sure. So I'll give you a little introduction to the show. Generally speaking, we're missing two of the guys right now, but we have Glennon, and then we also have Freddie. Now, typically, Freddie is the moderator, and then me and Glennon are kind of different sides of the aisle. So we'll debate whatever the topic of the day is. Today, our initial topic was actually going to be on the show was going to be Breonna Taylor. And the reason that was going to be on the show is because some more information came out. And one of my big issues is that these stories go so fast, right? That we can't get the details. People say they want justice, but they want vengeance. And the reason why I say they want vengeance instead of justice is because the truth is we heard, I'm sure you did, I did, that there was no knock, right? But now with the new information, Kenny Walker himself said they knocked. And they knocked multiple times. And then when they went to kick in the door, he shot. She was unfortunately in the hallway. So when he shot, he dipped back down. She's in the hallway. So when they shot back, she got hit. So the reason why I think that matters is because at first they had said she was in the bed. Well, if they shot her 7 times in the bed and he's in the, I'm like, how did that even occur? Right? The first thing I try to do, regardless of race, is just go, let me put myself in the police's situation. Let me put myself in the victim's situation. And full disclosure, I had a friend who was pretty much in the same position as Breonna Taylor. Okay. She did not get shot, but she was that same person in the ring of the deal, in the drug ring. And that kind of situation is unfortunate. It's not that I think she deserved to die. Everybody always wants to connect that. You think this person deserved to die? Heavens no. I am solution based. So my question, and I don't know if you caught the whole thing on ventilator, was that all I wanted to hear was him say, what do you think should happen? And then go through the steps. You want to tackle them? Cool. If that doesn't work, and so we can go to the Jacob incident, discuss that if you wish. I'll go ahead and open it up.
You can go with the Breonna if you want, because it doesn't matter, because my point is can go either way, but go ahead.
And so at the end of the day, because I want solutions, I actually do. I care. I want to see whatever it is. I don't believe yelling racist rhetoric or yelling pro-police memes. First of all, I've been for actually part of what you're saying, defund police. I've been talking about defunding police for way before it was cool. Now, I think that if you defund police without at the same time getting rid of some of the lower level laws, then you're just going to have the same shit that you had happen with this, what is that? The fat white dude's name that just Kyle Rittenhouse, the same thing that happened with Ahmaud Arbery, those types of things. We don't want that in society. So we have to come to conclusions that would make sense. I'm very open to listening about what a person that is a different race than me has to say about their culture. I've been very deeply ingrained in the Black culture, so I have some opinions that are going to be hard because it's not like I listened to one Black or I knew one Black guy and I don't do the whole, I got this Black friend, but I have been in those communities. So it's stuff that I see. So I know that there's certain ways that Black people may talk in front of other Black people that they've talked with me there that they would not typically say around other white people. So some of that stuff's in the back of my head, and I love people. I want to see this all work out. So I just want you to go ahead and say whatever key things that you want to get into. I agree with some of the stuff. And so I just want to give you a platform for a minute. And then we can go. If you have any disagreements, we can certainly discuss that as well.
Go from there. Okay. So this is my perspective on it. I'm just going to talk about the different cases. Let's just talk about some of the names. Eric Garner, Breonna. Not, and I don't want you to think that they're the same. These are different instances, and the reasons and the outcomes are different, right? But I do want to say this. Yeah. So Eric Garner, Breonna Taylor, Jacob, whatever happened in those instances were unfortunate, correct? We agree with that.
Of course.
But the problem that I have is way beyond what happened in those singular instances. It's hard. See, I was at a couple of the protests for in Atlanta. I don't know.
Okay, I'm in Georgia, just so you know. So I actually looking at going to Atlanta, but then I didn't because I had kids and I was a little concerned with what might happen.
Right. I'm from New York, but I just was there for a second. But I went to a couple of protests. And the reason why I say I wanted to bring that up is it's easy for us, and I'm talking about Black folks, to rally around a singular issue. When you rally around a singular issue, it simplifies what the problem is. And the problem could be extracted so many ways. The reason why he shot her, the why he got up. Police, and this is my opinion, and I want to say that so you can understand where I'm coming. My opinion is police officers, I've shot guns before. Let me just say this. I've shot guns before. There are different types of bullets. You don't know what kind of bullet it would do to a person. A 22 may do something to you and it'll do something different to me. A shot to you may be a shot that's different for me. So there are police officers who are scared, some who are not. Once they let off that gun, in their mind, I think they're taught to disengage that person, to stop that person. So it may be 10 shots, it may be 6 shots. You dig?
Yep.
But my point is that Jacob was failed before the police even got there.
I completely agree with that.
Okay. Now, and I want to break it down.
And to be clear, I also think the police failed.
No, I'm gonna get to the police. I'm gonna get to the police. But the reason why I say the police, it's a programming that the police have. See, let's just say I'm gonna say this. Let's just say I'm from Howard Beach. Howard Beach is a known Irish and Italian community, right? Let's say I'm from Howard Beach. Something goes down in Howard Beach. I'm a police officer in Howard Beach. Mm-hmm. I promise you, if I do something in Howard Beach, there will be some hell to pay, more than there would be in Kenosha, Wisconsin, where Jacob had to pay. See, it's not the problem that he shot. It's the problem that they think, okay, the repercussions may not come as strongly and swiftly in Kenosha than if they did in Howard Beach. And sometimes people, the police officers on that level, they have an understanding of how to engage in certain communities and how not to engage in certain communities, whether right or wrong. You understand what I'm saying? So the police officers, in their minds, thought they did their job. Now, let's just talk about his record. I think I don't know what he had, 9 felonies?
I think it was 9 domestic violence charges.
9 domestic violence charges.
I have them all here in front of me.
So they came ready, right? They came ready. Now, it's different if you come ready to arrest a person, but he was ready in a sense. I don't know where his mind was. He was ready to just do what he needed to do. He had his child there. That was his fault.
Well, what did you mean by do what he needed to do? What did you mean by that?
The cops or Jacob?
Jacob.
Jacob felt like, I think he was, I don't know, in his mind, he probably thought he was in the right.
But when you say in the right, what do you like?
I would say in the right. But
I'm just trying to connect the dots.
Right. I'm trying to explain the way he thought, but I don't know specifically. It's my opinion. He probably felt like, I'm there. I didn't do anything wrong. Why are they coming for me? Even though they feel, the police officers felt like this guy is a problem, right?
Okay. So let me just say why I believe that that's probably not what he was thinking. See, my thought is he skipped bail twice. So that's why there was a warrant for his arrest, right? Now they had these other 3: criminal trespassing, sexual assault, and the domestic disturbance, which
he had a warrant out.
Yes, and it was all from the same house that he was at. And so he goes back to this house. When the police show up, he knows he's cooked. He knows he knows he's in trouble. He knows he's going to jail. Just like I felt like with the Rashad Brooks issue, the issue is that when he knew he was going to jail, that's why he ran. Like, you know, there's shows that talk about that, right? When you know you're going to jail, that's why these people run. And so, and that's just people in general if they got warrants. So, and
so that changes it a little bit.
So all I'm saying is that he knows he's trying to get away. The police. So one of the things that I read about that is in the Wisconsin, the way that they train their police there is that there's certain levels of a phone call you get. When you get a level of a phone call that has a certain amount of felonies on it, they call it a level 1 call, which means you have to be more prepared. Now, we can debate whether they should have that or not have that, right? But that means that he had gun charges before. He could be armed and dangerous. So your mentality is different, regardless of skin color. And I'm not saying it's no part. I'm just really saying that you're going into this, you go, and you probably already know this. I'm sure King Brad probably knows this as well. Domestic violence is one of the most deaths of officers happening during domestic violence phone calls. So as they're arriving, and again, I'm not trying to justify anything.
No, go ahead.
So they try to tackle this man. They don't get him down. He gets away. At that point, there is a photo that is out. I can't verify it, but it's the photo, and he's got a knife that has a hook on it. So the idea of tackling this guy is not a good idea. They shot him with a taser. It did not work. The guy tried to grab his shirt, like, stay out of this car. They did not. I don't believe that if you just wanted to shoot him because he's black, the minute he opens his car door, boom. You don't even wait. You try to pull him out. You don't try to do any of that stuff. So do I think he should have been shot 7 times? Hell no, I don't.
Okay. So my question.
I don't know what the answer is, but I know that going back, we go, if you go and tell people that black people walk into their car getting murdered by police, and then you have riots. So the reason why I was going to bring up the Breonna Taylor case is now that we know all this more information about Breonna Taylor, maybe those 68 people don't get arrested that were just rioting the other day. Maybe LeBron doesn't stoke those flames with his hat. And so I'm just not sure how this is helping. I want to help. I'm down for a solution. We want to talk about solutions. We want more training. I'm down. We want less police. I actually think that can work. But if we don't connect that to less laws, then you're just going to have renegades. That shit don't work.
Okay. So, and I'm going to break down what you just said.
And hold on 1 second, Brad. Is there anything? I know, just to welcome everybody. Sorry, King. He was in the middle of speaking when you came on. Dutch was. So everybody, y'all know King Brad's back. He's reclined a little bit, got his drink in the background. He's got a bleeding smiley face on his shirt. He's ready to go. So what you got, Brad?
First off, I can't even hear. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you good.
I can't.
You can't hear me?
Dutch. I can't. Nothing Dutch is saying I can hear.
Well,
maybe it's me.
I had some problems with
Dutch's
volume earlier.
But you can
check Brad on your thing. Oh yeah, you good. You good.
I
speak so loud, I know you'll hear me.
But it's cool. It's cool. So, but yeah, I can hear you, and you're summarizing everything. You know, and Dutch was just on our platform, and Dutch did a great job, which is why he's here, of course. Kenny,
about what?
You're wrong. Kenny, you're wrong. You're wrong. First off, I heard what you said. I heard everything you said about the 180 to 360.
It doesn't.
Kenny. What
No. Let's play it out like it actually happened. Where the seat was, if the gun is underneath the seat, okay, and the idea that he wasn't going for a gun, it doesn't look like that to me on the video. It really doesn't. Like, look at the video, and you tell me if he doesn't look like he's leaning down towards getting underneath the seat.
Can I say something, Kenny?
And I'm not going to wait. I just think of it if it's my child.
Kenny, can I say something, brother?
Of course. Go ahead.
Kenny.
Hold on, pause 1 second, because Glenn is having problems getting on. Glenn, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, bring him on. I want Glenn. I like Glenn. Bring Glenn on. Dutch, I can't hear you, Dutch.
You can't hear me? Maybe.
Like nothing is working right now, so I'm trying to get on my desktop. So,
okay.
But it's right here. It wants me to like verify or something. Did a new 6-digit code come to Contra-Dictions email?
All right. I apologize for this, everybody. Brad, if you got anything, you can go ahead and talk for a minute. You and Dutch. Let me go ahead and I'm going to just try to go to the email real quick and get him on here.
Okay.
Here's my issue with what Kenny said. Here's my issue.
Okay.
You had a
Great outage.
Okay. So does that mean you can get on or you can't?
Brad, can you still hear me?
If the code, I can get on because I'm trying to hop on another sound. I always got a backup plan.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Me too. All right. Here you go. You ready? The code is 182233.
182233.
Brad,
Yeah.
can you hear me?
All right, hopefully it's
I can hear you, Brad. Go ahead.
okay. I can hear.
I'm sorry.
No. I just
sorry.
want to make sure Glenn is good because I don't want him to say anything stupid. I don't want Glenn to be like, "Yo, vote Trump." 8 more years.
All right, Glenn, you good?
Yeah. Nah. Yeah.
Nah, he's talking shit a little bit. It's all good.
I'm
Go.
talking shit about you, Glenn. All right.
All right, Glenn. If you need anything else, hit me up.
No. So this
Sorry,
is what I'm saying, Kenny.
Mhm.
This is what I'm saying. Kenny. Can I? First off, this is your platform. Can I address some of the things that were said about you in the other platform, or you want to just keep it?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
First off, Kenny, you're not a racist.
And let me go ahead and thank you, Brad, because I actually was just telling somebody the other day, I thought the best speech at the RNC was Herschel Walker coming out and speaking and saying, look, Donald Trump is not a racist. He's been my friend.
I didn't say all that, though.
What I'm saying is for somebody that is going to bring up counterpoints, it is nice to know that they're not immediately branded as a racist. So I appreciate you.
Well, I
appreciate you saying that.
I know in this pandemic, it's been a while. It's been like 6 months. Mm-hmm. I know you. I don't know, but I've talked to you off of this sensationalism propaganda. Right. I talked to you. You're on this topic, you're wrong. You're wrong.
So let me ask you, Brad. And so what was the right move? To play the play out if Brad's the police officer, okay?
I'm glad you're asking me this. I'm glad you asked me. So the right move was this. First. So I pull up. So hypothetically, and I'm not a police officer, and by no means of the matter, I have no police training. So this may be fucking redundant and stupid as fuck, but I'm gonna still do it anyway. I'm not a police officer. So I pull up on the scene, and I'm white. I'm just white, and I thought. This should be black. And I
because you know what? To me, it doesn't matter what your race is.
It does.
To me, what I'm saying is you're assuming that as a black man, you have to act like a white man. I'm just saying, in your own head, do it as a black man. I mean,
well. Here's the deal. I can't be a white person, so I'm gonna be me. So,
right.
So I pull up on the scene, and I see a black man. Mm-hmm. Now, first thing I'm doing, I'm gonna survey this. I'm gonna survey. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna survey the scene. Which means I'm going to survey. I'm going to look around. I'm going to look in the car. I'm going to see if it's a threat. The car. I'm going to see who's in the back seat. I'm going to see what's up. So if I see kids, instantly a level goes down. A small level. Not a lot. Small level.
Well, there's kids in the front. There's kids in the front yard. So
a small level goes down. A small level goes down because it lets me know that there's certain elements there that even with mafia, women and children, there's certain elements that we don't fuck with. So a certain element goes down. So now I'm looking at the scene. So now I'm looking and 9 out of 10 times my counterparts are running the plates. Am I not mistaken, Kenny? My counterparts are running the plates, correct?
Well, that would happen beforehand. When they call in.
How can you run the plates if you're called in? You have to pull.
No.
Go ahead.
Well, here's the thing. When you pull up, right, you wouldn't run all the plates of any car there. You wouldn't even know that he was necessarily in that car, except for the fact that he got it called in on his name. So when they pull up his name, then it probably has his car information there.
I got that. But if I'm an officer and I pull up and there's a motor vehicle that's in the vicinity of a particular potential crime scene, I'm going to run the plates. Correct? Okay. So I run the plates and I find out that it is to Jacob Blake. I find out that he has whatever, I find out that that's the situation. I then going to say, what's going on here? First thing, what's going on here? What's the issue? What's the issue? Not
Well, hold on. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
What's the problem here? What's the issue?
Mm-hmm.
And once I figure out, okay, this is the issue, sir, can I talk to you off on the side? What is your involvement in this matter? What are you doing here? What's your involvement? Is there anything you want to tell me? Knowing I might know some things, is there anything you want to tell me about yourself that might come up? Okay, yeah, I'm Jacob Blake. I have X, Y, and Z. Blah 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 blah. Okay, Jacob, why are you here? Okay, Jacob, you're here for this. Okay, Jacob, can I ask you to please stand over here? You're not in trouble. You're not being detained. I just need to make sure that I want to do some recon. Stand over here for a second, please. I notice you have. I notice you have kids in the car. Let's figure things out. Because hey, Kenny, do you see what I'm doing? Do you see what I'm doing?
We actually don't even know if any of this didn't happen.
Kenny,
everything you've said,
Kenny, that could not have happened because he felt threatened.
Hold on. You don't know that none of that happened.
Kenny,
you actually have zero evidence that did not happen.
Kenny, he did not.
Hold on,
he did not run to the path. Okay, first off, you have 2 doors. A car has 4 doors. That car had 4 doors. But
we'll just get through your thing so we can get to the point where the video started.
Okay, so my point is you asked me a question because you asked Kelsey this and Kelsey.
I know. We haven't. We're at the point where you separated everybody. Then what?
And so boom. So now boom. So now when I'm surveying. I'm going back. I'm de-escalating the situation because I want to get to the root of it before I make a judgment.
Right, just like the guy with Rashad Brooks did. I agree. So go ahead.
No, and then a second cop came, but that's neither here nor there.
Okay.
So now once I figure out, let's see how because you said he had a warrant, correct?
That's correct. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let me find out that he had a warrant. So I'm saying to him, hey, brother, I noticed you have kids in the car. You have a warrant for X, Y, and Z. Can we handle that first? You got a warrant for X, Y, and Z. Well, let's handle this, and then we'll handle that. But you have a warrant for X, Y, and Z. So guess what? Because if you don't tell me that you know I have a warrant, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm trying to get out of there before you figure out I have a warrant. Because I don't know you know I have a warrant. Even though, go ahead. I'm done. But go ahead.
So go ahead, Brett. Dutch, go ahead. Add what you're going to say.
Dutch, I want to hear Dutch. Damn it.
Okay.
I can hear
okay.
Dutch.
First question. What is the procedure for someone in Wisconsin when they apprehend someone with a warrant?
I would love to know that. Do you know?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either.
So that's I'm asking these questions.
Certainly a valid question. I would like to know that as well.
Okay.
I don't understand why the media doesn't tell us that right off break. It seems like it would be pretty important information. I agree.
Okay. So I'm asking it because these are questions that need to be. Before I go into my tirade, I want to ask questions.
I agree.
Fundamentally, that help my community out in understanding what the issues are. Now, this is just a minute issue. I have bigger issues, but since I'm talking about this one issue, that's my question. What's the proper way to deal with someone with a warrant, right?
Mm-hmm.
Number one, if you have a warrant, where I'm from, you get taken off 2 warrants. You're not staying there. You're gonna get arrested.
For sure, fact.
Okay. Listen. If you try to, first of all, the main thing is this. You address the person, hey, let me talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
Once I talk to you and say, hey, my kids are in the car, it don't matter at that point. Because you know what? Who called? That's another question.
I believe it was the mother of the girl who was getting in a fight with his girlfriend out in front of the house.
Okay. So see, that's a complex issue.
Yeah, it is.
Because the mother either is having a problem with the girlfriend and he paid the price. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Or
he wasn't supposed to be there because of the domestic violence issues.
No, right. But He was there. Who called him to come over there? Did anybody ask that question?
I have not heard that yet.
That's another,
I would be interested in that as too. Because I know that girls look, when I looked at this, because I've been falsely accused of a domestic abuse, so I know how the kid's situation works.
Right.
So I am definitely empathetic to the fact that he could have been there just picking up his kids.
Right.
I don't know. That has not came out yet. Right. And that's kind of one of my points is without this information coming out, we're going in the dark. And I'll let you finish, Dutch, but let me bring this up because somebody did comment about this, and I agree with them. This guy, Dave, said, if you try to de-escalate and then you tell him to stand off to the side and he's got a warrant, he's going to run. I mean, most of the time, he's going to run. I probably would.
So this is the question.
Mm-hmm.
This is the question, right? It's a different story if he runs away than if he digs in the car and reaches under the truck. You see what I'm saying?
No, I agree.
So,
with. Go ahead.
Right. So, okay, when you pull, the reason why police officers pull you away is not because you're going to run. It's because they don't want you reaching into a vehicle to pull out a weapon.
I agree.
So that's why I say, if that's the case, depending on the procedure, they may or may not have done their job.
I agree with that. Right. I'm not vindicating the police.
No. I'm just going through the process.
No.
Yeah,
I agree.
Okay. So now, let's get to the video. So from what I've seen, and I don't know if I'm right or wrong.
So did you see two of them, or did you just watch the one? Did you?
I only seen one of them, so I can't say that I've seen it. I'm just going off of what I saw.
Fair enough.
He went around to the vehicle. My question is, did he have anything in his hands at all at that point?
So when he came around, yes, there's a big footage. I'll bring it up for you right now.
Okay.
We'll see if I'm sure Google will have it. Picture of Jacob Blake. Let me see the images. Where is the one? Let me see. All right, let me go ahead and pull up. ABL. Here we go. I wonder how well this will come up.
Okay.
But I'll go ahead and try to show it to you. I had screenshot it on my phone.
Okay.
All
right.
Let me see if I can. Man, it's not going to show me the.
Not going to show you that.
He had like a, you know how sometimes people that have YouTubes have a picture up as opposed to actual video, and then he put the video up. So I don't see it in my, let me see. Dang. Yeah. Dang, nabbit. I should have screenshot it, and I thought I did, and I didn't. All right. If I see it, I'll show it to you. But so I can, if he didn't, then they should have tried to tackle him again, in my opinion.
Oh, and that's the okay. So, and that's my
if he did have a knife, then I understand why you wouldn't tackle him again, because if he has a knife, then that kind of would make.
Now, this is the other point. How many people had stun guns?
That's a good question.
How many people shot off the stun gun?
One of the people did, to the best of my knowledge.
Should have been three. You see what I'm saying? So now, the reason why I'm saying this is this. We don't know.
But let me just pause you just for a second. That's part of my issue, right? Is that we go with this limited information. Now, I've researched my ass off for this for 4 hours today. And, you know, I found a couple different things. I found the two videos. I found the picture with the knife. I found different people, like the two videos. You can listen to them and just hear what people are saying. Sorry, hold on 1 second, Glenn. Hey, Glenn, no luck, no dice?
Yeah, no, I need to give me that login code one more time, bro.
Okay, login code one more time. Shoot, let me see if I...
Made me go through all kinds of shit.
Golly Moses. All right, hold on 1 second. And what's funny is we've never had this problem before, like literally never.
Never.
Because you got two radicals,
it's the government shutting us down, man. They don't want to hear people discussing. Come up with a solution. Next thing you know, they lose their power. And since government wants power,
right.
man, what you gonna do? All right, so it's 222-195, Glenn. 222-195.
All right, let me see if it's gonna let me hop up in here.
All right, brother. All right. I know the water's warm.
Come on in. Man.
My bad, Dutch. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So there should have been 3 stun guns. Right?
I agree.
So
if they had all 3, my bad. I remember what I was going to say. So let me say this real quick.
Mm-hmm.
My whole issue is that I believe that most people want justice. I understand why there's some black people in the black community that are assuming that this isn't the case, that the majority of people don't want this because of historical injustices. But I think most people do. So by allowing the details to come out, then we can actually make a discussion where we can have, my man, 50.
What it do?
Okay.
Coming in. So that's my. So I agree with you, Dutch. If that's the case, certainly I'm in favor of that too. I would much rather see 3 stun gun shots.
Right.
And I don't want anybody to die. I would rather him face justice in a normal situation.
But that's not what you said earlier. You said 3 shots max. You said 3 shots.
You're
max,
right.
Kenny.
As opposed to 7. Yes. If one person,
no, Kenny, have you ever heard of 0 shots?
That sounds great,
Kenny,
Brad. You can't have 0 shots, Brad. I have 0 unicorns in the room.
We have had 0 shots, Kenny. We have
yes,
had 0
of
shots.
course.
Okay,
we have 0 shots. We have 0 shots, Brad.
Fill me in real quick. Fill me in real quick. So where are we at in the conversation?
So this is where we're at in the conversation. First of all, me and Dutch were talking about. I was asking both of them, Brad and Dutch, what they would do in this instance. And Dutch had a lot of great questions. And my point is that, yes, without these questions, we don't know. Now, Brad tried to bring up something that I said on his show when I said 3 shots max, which I said if somebody is reaching for a gun and you're behind them, then yes, I think you have a 3-shot max. There's a difference between a max and a minimum. A max is the most. I'm not saying a 0 max if somebody's reaching for a gun. I'm not. If it's my son, I want him to shoot this guy who has a long criminal record as opposed to him getting shot. Yeah, I do. If it's your son.
So I'm going ahead. I'll catch you off.
Okay. No. Go ahead. Go ahead, Dutch, and then we'll once you guys go, we'll let Glenn back.
So the stun guns, you missed that point. If he didn't have anything in his hand, you should have tackled. You missed that point.
No, he said he did. He said he did.
I said that.
By the time, and I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. By the time he reaches, and this is what I'm trying to explain to you. I can't speak about Wisconsin, but I know in New York, once a person is reaching for a gun, cops have it in their head. They shooting, man.
Of course.
But my thing is, they missed, in my opinion, from what I'm seeing, they missed opportunities to stop that. Once I would rather they had look, let me talk to you. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. You're gonna get arrested, brother. Now,
did I just say that, Dutch?
Yeah, you did. Now, hold on 1 second. If he runs,
you knew that?
I'm sorry.
You don't think he knew that already, though?
Hey, yes, he knew that.
No. But hold on. Let me explain to you. Whether he knew that or not, he's not near the vehicle. Running away from the vehicle is different than digging in the vehicle.
He didn't run away from the vehicle. Did you see the beginning of the vehicle when he was actually tussling with the police?
No, they didn't see that video.
No. But okay, so right, I didn't see that. But hold on 1 second. But hold on.
Devil's advocate.
No. But hold on. How many people shot off their stun gun?
Well, we don't know.
We don't know.
It looks like 0 on the video to me. I didn't see anybody.
Let me tell you something. If you get shot with 1 stun gun, you might get up. 3 stun guns, you ain't going nowhere.
No. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. We talked about this on our last episode. Stun guns, tasers. I know people that have personally been hit with them. They don't work realistically about 50% of the time.
Right, but the problem is this. Sometimes in the heat of the moment, you do things, right?
Yeah.
That you retroactively you think, oh, I should have done that. And this is my thing, and this is the basis of my question. Basis of my statement tonight. Retroactively speaking, when it comes to engagement with police and the black community, I can't say the black community, impoverished communities of color, right?
Yeah.
The engagement is much higher than if it was another community where they have to pay repercussions.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so my question is, when we talk about individual instances, sometimes you're going to be right, sometimes you're going to be wrong, but it's better to address the bigger problem, the underlying problem, which is government, the city, the mayor, the budget, because these are the reasons that cause poverty. These are the reasons that most of the time cause a lot of the issues that we can't deal with.
You ain't gonna get a I'll just tell you this, Dutch.
Right.
Yeah, nobody disagree with that.
But hold on. Yeah. But by the time the cops are engaged, see, the system is, they're not on the side of people of color. Because they don't have the, hold on, one second.
I mean, yeah, I can agree with that.
1 second. You know why? Because they don't have the tools. We don't have the tools. We don't have a district councilman that is responsible to speak for the community loud enough. We don't have corporations that are vested alongside with the community that speaks with us. There may be
maybe the second statement is probably accurate in terms of corporations. I mean, we do have businesses, but in terms of big corporations, I would agree with you there. The first statement where you said we don't have city councilmen and things like that, I would have to disagree with that. There's several Black African American city councilmen that speak on behalf.
And Dutch, I gotta mute you when you're not talking because your mic echoes.
Oh, I'm sorry about.
Yeah. So we can certainly unmute you and then let you talk. We're not trying to get you to not talk. Okay.
I thought it was me. My bad.
Gotcha.
No, Kenny trying to mute your ass. Go ahead.
No, because it was echoing bad.
No. So am I echoing?
No. So all I was going to say is that it's such low-hanging fruit to go black-white, because for a poor white person that grew up, I didn't have anybody fighting for me. Nobody gave a shit if I died.
No, it's different. Kenny, I got to cut you off right there. I'm sorry about that. Only because it's different let me tell you why it's different for you and I. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying this personally to you. I'm just saying.
Go ahead.
Let me tell you why. Okay. So, and I can only talk about where I'm from because it gives me better leverage to understand. Okay, so I was born and raised in Harlem, and I was raised in the Upper West Side. Mm-hmm. It's a big difference with two or three blocks, right? Okay, of course. So one of the reasons why there's a big difference, whether you are poor, whether you are rich or wealthy in a white community, right? Your communities are not over-policed. With the concept of,
I agree.
With the concept of either finding drugs or getting my numbers up. When I say getting my numbers up, cops have a quota, and they find their quota a lot of the time.
They do. Okay, so just so you know, in a poor white community, they actually over-policed as well. You may not know that. They do. But I'm glad you said that. They over-police, but not with the same results. Woo! Well, they have more interactions with black people because of the where the locationale is. But they did the Harvard study that said, yes, they tend to be a little bit more aggressive with black people, which, let's just keep it 100.
Right.
Who is the more athletic race? Who is the tougher overall race? Everyone sees it that way. Everyone. So the expectation of having a slightly more aggressive group there is not out of the realm of possibility, and not even based on racism. Go ahead, Brad. You gonna disagree with that?
First of all, I have to be like a 2-year-old. Who's the more aggressive race?
Black people.
Hold on, aggressive.
You talking about like? I'm thinking athletic.
You said athletic. And
I
said athletically. So if you want to say aggressive, like in athletics, yeah.
Well, okay. So and I'm glad you said that. Can I go back?
So, hold on. I just want to get this straight, Brad. White guys are better, stronger, better athletes.
Well,
Are we being serious right now? Are we being
Are you really?
Ashton!
Are you really?
Ashton!
Let me go back.
No, stop.
I can't let this pass. We're supposed to keep it 100. We lying out here.
Hey, no.
Why isn't the NBA 50-50 white black?
Let me address it.
I'm gonna
The
let
NFL.
It is right here.
No, hey, let me address it. Let me address it.
Dutch, I'm gonna let you.
I got it.
He asked me a question, Dutch.
Okay, my bad. Go ahead. Let me
He asked me
mute
a question.
myself.
No, you ain't gotta mute yourself. He asked me a question.
No, mute him because his thing echoes.
Okay, but Kenny, stop. That's all I'm saying. Stop with that bullshit.
No, be honest, Brad.
Do you understand your question? I'm gonna let Dutch speak. Do you understand your fucking question?
First of all, I didn't ask a question. I made a statement that is unarguable. But
no, that was a question, and then you followed up with
a rhetorical question.
Okay, well,
you're right. White people are better athletes and tougher.
First off, I don't give a fuck about who's tougher or who's more athletic. The world's strongest man for fucking 20 years straight has been a white man. I don't give a fuck about that shit.
That's different.
It's not different. It goes to your point.
It's not different. I said athletic.
I'm a fucking former athlete. You can't.
So am I.
Kenny,
what's that got to do with anything?
Kenny, your argument.
I'm probably better than you at basketball since I'm white.
Shut the fuck up. Your argument was flawed.
Because of course, your argument is flawed.
Your argument is flawed. You said athletes. I don't want to lose track. No,
white people are better athletes. I want to make sure I'm hearing you right.
You're turning into Fox News, and I don't want to lose focus.
No, I'm not. I'm being honest.
I don't want to lose focus. I want to stay focused. You can't make a comment like that and justify that as the reason why something happened. And we have to stop
what
that.
Happened?
You just said because we are aggressive and better athletes. Did you not say that out your mouth?
I believe I said athlete and tougher.
Yeah,
you said aggressive.
You didn't say aggressive.
So then I just said, if you mean by an athlete, then I said yes. But I said tougher and more athletic.
What does that have to? Okay, Glenn, go ahead. Dutch,
let me go.
What does it have to do? It means that
let me pick
it up. No.
Finish this statement. Finish. I want to get.
I'm Mandingo. Okay.
No.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
I'm gonna say something real quick because this is exactly how I can do. So earlier tonight we were talking about why 3 white guys couldn't tackle somebody, right or wrong? We weren't talking about that, Brad. But look, I'm not saying justification.
That's what I want to be clear. Yes, that's what I want to be clear. I don't really think you were using it as a justification.
I'm not saying it's okay to say that.
The question now, Kenny, is if you weren't using it as a justification, then why bring it up?
Because that is how you address issues. That's how you actually fix shit, is by bringing up the why and then addressing it, as opposed to just going racism. Racism.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay, so then let me bring it back. Let me bring it back around then. So let me address your point.
You know I know you're not racist.
Tell you why you're wrong. Hold on. Let me just address your point and tell me why you're wrong, Kenny. All right. So,
just address your point. You don't got to prove me wrong. Just address a point.
Well, I'm about to tell you. In the 1970s, from 1950s to the 1970s, who ran New York?
I mean, you love the New York discussion. You're from there. Go ahead and talk about it. I'll talk about the nation.
I mean, the mob ran New York.
Okay, you know how bad
the mob.
It was? Okay, so do you think they thought about that when they were talking, when police, listen, it's a power thing. It is a power thing.
Of course it's about power.
Okay, so why would you, so them attacking Jacob, right, was them not doing their job, right? Listen.
No, it was literally them doing their job. Them shooting him wasn't
no,
their
they're not
job.
doing their job. Let me tell you. Hold on. Let me tell you. All right. So if you fail at apprehending someone, right? This is what they were supposed to do. If you fail at apprehending someone, you have to go back. Let's just say, I'm just going to talk about, let's say in 2000, they failed at apprehending someone and they keep failing at, what do? Don't you have to change something in the system and find out a better way?
Yeah.
Okay, so they failed at apprehending someone, which led to someone's death. You see what I'm saying?
Well,
go ahead.
So on Brad's show, they said, and I don't disagree that they failed at apprehending and that ended in his death. But do we also, like, are we going to keep it really 100? And we can also say that this guy could have easily just gone, hey, you know what? And he'd be live right now.
We already know.
Would he have done that?
We know. Yes, he could have. We already know that the dude.
I appreciate you saying
that. But I'm gonna tell you one thing though. We know who this person
Hold on,
is.
I want to get, Brad, man. You tripped me out, Brad. Why you smiling, man?
Hold on.
Yo, because I'm spicy. Glenn. I'm spicy. And Glenn, the thing about me is this. Here's the deal. The thing about me is this. Kenny, I know Kenny. Kenny. You know Kenny more than I do, but I have a good judge of character. Kenny. I understand about 60% of where Kenny is trying to get to, but I think the other 40, I think it's for shock value.
Probably.
So let me ask you, Brad.
No. I'm gonna tell you why. Kenny interacts with us, and I say us. Look on this fucking call right now. It's 3 against 1. Like that's by design. And Freddie is not.
I don't really look at it like that.
I don't give a shit.
But you do have a point though. You do have a point though, and he does rock with us. He does.
Yes, thank you. So Kenny, you rock with us, but yet your mindset is linear, where you're bilinear. You're like I rock with y'all.
Well, this is the thing.
This is the thing that I think you're missing, Brad. Let me ask you this. Tell me what I'm actually thinking right now. Like, what is my opinion on this? Tell me.
So, Kenny, what you're doing is you understand the plight of the black man. You understand the plight of the black man. However, you are a white man. That's it.
But what am I trying to do?
You're not trying to do anything. You understand the plight.
That's what I'm saying. So if you're not getting that, then you're not getting what I'm trying to do.
What did you say in my comments? If you were to come back in the next life, you said you would be a black man. Did you not say that?
Yeah, I probably would. I mean, if I could pick.
No, don't change. If
I could pick, I would. That's what I was saying.
Okay, you would be a black man. You would be that. So if you were Jacob Blake, Rashad Brooks.
Mm-hmm. You don't think I think of that? If I was, I definitely do.
I know you think of it because it's 1, 2, 3. I know you think of it. I just need you to articulate it.
No, well, that's what I'm saying. I want a solution. So my point is,
you don't want a solution,
Jacob.
Kenny. Kenny. I know Kenny. Contradiction. I looked it up. I understand. Look, Kenny. First off, I get all of this. I love it. I think it's great. Most people don't get it. I think it's great. I think people have to have this conversation. I think it's amazing. I think we have to have this dialogue. I think at some point though, Kenny, you gotta come home.
But here's what I'm saying.
Come home.
Like I'm gonna give Dutch a shout right now because one of the main reasons I do this is because I'm actually sitting there thinking, if I'm Jacob, how would I have handled this better? If I'm the police officer, how would I handle this better?
He handled it. He turned his back. Kenny, I'm gonna shoot you like this. What am I doing?
No. First of all, you were leaning in. You're leaning into the car. It takes just like that. Are you serious right now?
How many cases do we have, Kenny, where the cops have not?
So let me ask you. I love it. No.
With their hand on their holster. How many opportunities?
So what was his plan, Brad? What was his plan, Brad?
Can I tell you something? I said this earlier, and Glenn wasn't on. As a police officer, de-escalate is the first plan.
You don't even know that he didn't do that. So let's not play hypothetical that way.
So you're gonna kill somebody in front of their kids? You're not gonna kill a white man in front of their kids?
Bullshit. Go Google it. Google it. They will kill a white man in front of his kids. Are you kidding me? It happens. It does. You might not like it, but it happens.
Kenny.
And the reality is this. First of all, he is a piece of shit. Let's just go ahead and call it. He brought the guy.
First off, Kenny, I'm smart.
Hold on. Let me finish.
No, I know it's your show. No disrespect to you. You know I love you. I know it happens. I know it happens, Kenny. It doesn't happen in the veracity that it happened with black people. Can't stop that. If I turn around and I do this to you,
I'm on the show right now.
it happens. If my back's turned, it should not. Kenny, I'm very smart. Don't
listen to me. Listen to me. Okay, I had to mute you because you gotta let me go. You gotta let me talk here. The thing is that I found video after video after video of unarmed white guy doing nothing, crawling, getting shot by the police. So I'm sorry, I'm just not going to buy that. It just doesn't happen to white people. It is a policing issue. Now, hold on. I know you said that it happens. It doesn't happen with the veracity. But here's the deal. This guy, okay, I think as a father, first of all, just all he had to do, he could have kept that gun way away from his kid. He had somebody aiming a gun at him and walked the gun towards his kids. That is a piece of shit move. And so I'll unmute you, but I would love to know what you thought he was going to do. Because at a minimum, he was going to try to jump in that car with his kids in it and start a police chase with his kids in the car. Sorry, that's a piece of shit move. If he wanted to be a man, then he should have just said, that's it. There was a warrant for my arrest. Take me in. Let's get away from my kids. Let me walk down here. Look, dude, I'm good. Let me walk down here with you. I'm going to let you arrest me. I don't want to be arrested in front of my kids. I respect that. Then if they stop him,
I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna be quiet. I'll be quiet because we have other because this is you and Glenn's show and Dutch is a guest and I'm a guest. So I'm gonna say one thing. I'll be quiet. So now all of a sudden, Kenny, you want to know what somebody's thinking. But a couple minutes ago,
what are you talking about? That's what we do.
Kenny. Let me finish. I'll let you. A couple minutes ago, I don't know what he's thinking. Now.
Nobody knows what he's thinking.
You just said, I'm going to get in the car, I'm going to drive off, I'm going to start a chase. Now
what are the options? Are you, come on, you're smarter than
that.
You smarter than that. I got to mute you. You smarter than that. You smarter than that. Let me ask you, Dutch.
Crazy, man.
Let me ask you, Dutch. What options did he have? Because maybe there's one.
Police officer.
What'd you say?
The police officer or Jacob?
What options did Jacob have? Mm-hmm. Okay, when he was going towards the car. Now, I'm not saying we can guess what he was thinking, but you would agree that there's only a handful of options that he has, right? I'm not making that up. There's not infinite options. He wasn't going to turn around and buy the guy a cupcake, right? So I don't need to figure out exactly what he's thinking to go, there's only a handful of options that he has.
I'm going to answer the question, and then I'm going to reverse.
He was going to leave. He would be in a police chase. That's a good idea with your kids.
Okay, you got to understand.
Oh, now all of a sudden he's a police chase. Now you know what he's thinking.
Hold on.
What are you talking about? He thought he was just going to. That's what you thought? That's what we're really going to act like. We're going to get on the show and be full of shit. We're going to act like you can just walk away from the police. Freeze, you're arrested. Nah, bro. I'm good, bro. I'm black. I'm good. I'm good.
Kenny, you can't be Miss Cleo.
You can't be Miss Cleo. You can't be Miss Cleo. You have 2 warrants. Nah, I'm good, homie. I'm good, homie. Got my kids in the car. I'm all good. I drive away. Cop just pulling off. I'm good,
Come out. You can't be Miss Cleo.
That don't even make sense. You too smart for that.
You can't be Miss Cleo when you want to.
No, you making that up. You know better than that.
Listen,
you making up.
Right, it would have played out a couple of different ways. I mean, there's only a few ways.
There's only a few ways.
So So the question is, when he reaches the truck, what were the police officer's options, or what was Jacob's? I just want to be clear.
Jacob's.
Okay, Jacob's. He could have been like, "Yo, I give up because I got my kids in the car." But I'm gonna reverse it, right?
But hold on, let me ask you.
Go ahead.
Let me just give you a little bit of counter to that, and that's fine. I just want you to defend that mindset because I'm trying to get in that mindset. So he gets in the car, which he had guns pointed at him. He walks the guns towards where his kids are, and then he goes, "Now I give up." I mean, it's a possibility, but do you think that's a probability?
So let me ask you, have you ever had guns pointed at you?
Yes.
Okay. So how fast does that time go?
The time when they put the gun on me?
Yeah, where?
It goes pretty quick.
Okay. No one is thinking. The police officers are not thinking because they have to think instinctually, and the person that's not thinking, right? So you do things.
But then you move.
When you had a gun on you. Say that though, like Brad just said, we can't. Nobody here is.
Let me finish. Yeah, I got you.
You don't know if they're thinking or not, or what they're thinking. You don't know. So if you can't say that, nobody can say that.
But people are literally saying the police are thinking racist thoughts, or their inherent racism is what's shooting people. But go ahead.
You don't know that. You don't know that.
I'm going to
address it. It's been disproven way too many. Look, as a black person, I inherently want to. When I see a white person, or especially a cop, kill a black person, naturally I want to be like, that's a racist motherfucker right there. You know.
But hold on,
I've done it. But too many times I got a pot thrown in my face.
Right. I'm going to address it.
It had nothing to do with it.
I'm going to address it. So when there's a tense situation.
So if it's
right?
there,
hold on. You're a Marine, right? You're a Marine. So if you're a Marine, there's things that you have to think instinctually, because by the time you pull that trigger, time is gone. You understand what I'm saying? That's why training comes in handy.
100.
Right? Okay, so let's go to Jacob, right? Let's go to Jacob. He may be doing things instinctually, whether it's bad or good. But let's get it back to the truck. Let's get to the truck. Like I said, I didn't see what happened, everything before those other two videos. I didn't see that, but I'm just going to talk about the truck. When it gets to that point, you're at a pivotal point where your choices are limited, right?
I agree.
You have a pivotal point. So, in the cops, from his training, he shot. From my perspective, he shouldn't have, right? 7 times. The cop shot that because he's trained to do that. He's trained to shoot 7 times.
Well, we don't know whether he's trying to shoot 7 times. We know he'd be trained to shoot at that point. But
okay, let me tell you why he's trained to shoot 7 times. You shoot to engage, right? Or disengage.
Disengage. Yes,
disengage.
I agree.
Right. You shoot to disengage. If you feel like he's not disengaged, you keep shooting. Right? So now Jacob, we don't know if he was. I don't know if he was inebriated, because was he inebriated? Was he high? Was he any of those things? Do we know?
We don't know yet.
We don't know. So if he was in his right mind, right, this should have been, like I said, taken care of before he even got to that side. Now, there are things and questions that we don't know about that should be answered. And this is the problem. The police officers do not review the issues that deal with handling the problem. They often deflect and keep deflecting. And so the problem keeps persisting and keeps persisting. And that's what I'm talking about. If you do not address the issues, whether it's right or wrong, let's go back and say, you know what? We shot him. I know we thought it was the right thing to do, but maybe next time we could do something better. Maybe we could do something proactive so we can bring down those numbers so that doesn't happen again. But
Two words. Due process. Learn that shit. Learn due process.
They don't do that.
Learn due process. People are riding the streets without. Due process takes time.
No, nigga.
Yes, it does.
Hold on. Let me finish, Brad. Let me finish. I just want to finish my.
Everybody wants due process, so they want to go through the process of due process.
Okay, so now let me go back.
My fault, Dwayne. I love Kenny though.
Hold on. Let me go.
Due process.
So now the issues happen before they hit the streets. But I'm telling you.
Hey, I agree with that. So now we could have a whole nother conversation on that, because I agree with a lot of things that Malcolm X has said. I agree with a lot of things that
don't do.
But I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about the police.
Well, no. But what I'm talking about is you're talking about going back and going towards the government, right? Didn't you say earlier?
Well, parts of the government, because I mean we're talking.
Correct. And all I was going to say was there's certain people and
Google due process, folks.
What?
Google. I'm talking to people. Google due process.
Talking to me because I know due process. I had to go through.
What is it? What's the definition?
So,
fair treatment. It's fair treatment, correct? Right?
Due process is the whole. Yeah, I mean, it's more than just fair treatment, but yes, it's fair treatment.
Okay, that's all. Thank you.
All right, so
I want fair treatment.
Everybody wants to be processed.
So he got fair treatment. So he got treated fairly.
But Kenny,
hold on. He got treated fairly.
Did the police officer get treated fairly?
I didn't ask you that, Kenny. Did he get treated? Kenny,
well, how the hell do you determine what's fair? It's very difficult. I mean, I wish that it was so easy.
You can't determine what's fair. This is how you determine what's fair.
You don't even know yet.
You can determine what's fair, but it's out of the policeman's hands and the police force's hands. Fairness is when there's equal opportunity in both neighborhoods, so you don't have to over police and arrest and shoot to kill all the time.
Say that again. Say that again.
Fairness is where you don't have to over police one community than you do the other, or have to use more force than you do the other. Right?
I agree with that. That's actually where I was going before Brad tried to.
But hold on, but where you went wrong though is
finish. But go ahead.
I just want to finish before I forget. Where you went wrong though is that you said that the same treatment that you had growing up is the same treatment that a black person has growing up, and that's completely.
I never said that. Never did I say that.
Then what did you say?
No treatment that anyone gets is the same as anyone else. So I would put my mistreatment up with anyone's on earth, but it doesn't. I mean, it depends. There's people that have had in different countries that they could make the argument theirs is way worse. But
we're talking about America, though. We're just talking about America.
I'm saying anywhere in America, you could say your plight was worse than mine, but you don't know. You don't know what I've been through. I don't know what you've been through. So that would be a foolish discussion to have.
It isn't a foolish discussion when you're talking about millions of people.
Thank you.
No, but Brad, millions of people on what thing? See, we can all talk about it, right? It all sounds good. We don't want to talk about it. What legal? You give me a law, say, hey, this law is racist. I'll stand with you. We'll eliminate the law. But the problem is,
did you see me and Dutch's face at the same time?
Are you talking about the Constitution? You're talking about Jim Crow? You're talking about.
Well, first of all, hold on.
Hold on. Let me finish. You asked. I just want to get you out there.
Did you not see our facial expression at the same time, Dutch and I, when you asked that question?
Well, right, because your ideology is the same, so that's not a surprise.
Okay. So
see, you both did it again. See how I can do that?
Okay. So let me break this down.
3 against 1.
Do you actually? Look, just let me break it down. I just want to ask you a question. Do you feel that black people are inherently criminal?
No, fuck no. Like that's
okay. So do
you feel white people are inherently racist?
Absolutely.
Bingo. See?
Okay, let me
that's
finish.
My point.
No.
There you go. Yeah.
No, hold on.
Not all though.
No, the people that created the laws are inherently racist, which causes racism.
No, that's not true either.
No, let me finish.
Not all racist.
I
agree with that statement. It was definitely like that, especially in the beginning, especially when you had the legislation coming out.
I just want to get this point out. I just want to get one point out, so you can understand the reason why I say that. Redlining, right?
We can have that discussion.
Jim Crow.
We can have that discussion.
Let me finish. The New Deal, which a lot of black people didn't get.
Was Jim Crow bad for black people? Was Jim Crow all bad for black people? Let me just be clear.
Mostly,
or did it circulate money to the community? And actually,
it was miscalculated.
It was very helpful to the black community.
It was miscalculated.
So
I'm not saying all of it, but I'm just being nuanced.
It was miscalculated.
No, it was definitely bad for the community.
Miscalculated.
Because the reason is you don't have the proper structure to do the things every day. Let me tell you something. If I were a part of Jim Crow laws and I was helping write any law, I would incorporate my thoughts in the law so it can help my people. And you can put your thoughts in and he can put his thoughts in. No. Listen. Everybody gets to put their hand in the pot and create their vision for everybody else, and we can all take part. The problem is black folk haven't had that chance to control that. Like, okay, so when it comes to crime is a symptom of other things that are missing.
That's correct. Hold on, I gotta cut you off because you keep saying the same thing, and I believe that we all agree. So I want to get down to the brass taxes. If we're going, I'm not here to chit chat.
Can I hear Glenn? Glenn hasn't said anything. I want to hear Glenn.
Right.
He just said he agreed with that.
No, but I want to hear.
No, go ahead, Ken. Finish what he's saying. Finish what he's saying, so we get to the point. Go ahead, Ken.
No, all I was going to say, and Glenn can certainly chime in right after that, is that what is the move? So I get it. I didn't hear that question.
I didn't hear that question. I'm sorry.
Hold on, Dutch. Let me finish. Who's somebody's is echoing? Is that yours, Glenn?
I'm mute.
Oh, it was Glenn. So all I'm saying is, first of all, and since you haven't been on our show all, Dutch, I think there is systematic oppression, systematic racism. Okay. What my argument is, and a lot of right people don't think that. I do think there is some. That's what I think should be addressed, and I'm willing to address it. But we're not going to be able to address it by just going, well, it's because it's racist, okay, so let's do it. So let's stand together and address this issue or that issue, which is why I've been for, like I said, adjusting, defunding the police with less criminal laws. A lot of what the First Step Act did, I've been in favor of that for a long time. Okay, I've been pulled over by the police, roughed up by the police, had a gun put in my face. I don't know why, because they didn't like me, or what Brad said, I was listening to rap music. Whatever the reason was, I've been through that. Now, that doesn't make me black. I'm just merely saying.
Come on home.
All I'm saying is, like, let's solve the problem. So we agree. The government, and again, like I said earlier about a lot of the points you were making, Dutch, is that me and Glenn, we've talked about it, and we're in alignment on this. We believe that government.
Don't speak for Glenn. Let me hear Glenn.
Go ahead, Glenn.
Please. It's your show, but let me hear
Go
Glenn.
ahead,
No, finish your statement real quick.
That's what I was saying. I'm good.
Okay, so you
Hold
said.
on. Let Glenn respond, because we were.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I mean, you pretty much said what it's the same. Like I was saying, you got for me right now at this point in time. Look, I'm a black man in America.
No, really,
right? Surprise. My kids black, family black. Been there, done it all, right? So a lot of times, shit is not racially driven. It's just not, right? So you have to be able, and where I'm at right now with it, you have to be able to prove the racism. And if you can prove the racism, then I'm with you all the way there.
Aren't you in real estate?
Yeah, I'm an real estate investor. And let me tell you something else really quick.
Didn't Dutch bring up redlining earlier?
Absolutely, I didn't argue. That's why I let him talk. I didn't argue with that at all.
So you can't say it's not, everything is not racial when most components are racist. Is redlining not racist?
No.
Absolutely. Look, I didn't redlining. These are all racist practices, right? These are all racist practices. We can talk about all.
Kenny don't think that. Kenny don't think that though. Your man, your business partners don't think that. So y'all got to get on the same page before y'all come.
No, we don't have to.
Hold on. We're not on the same page on a lot of things. That's why we're called contradictions. We're not on the same page. So let's just get that straight right now, right? However, redlining, and we've talked about it before because I am a real estate investor. And right now, redlining, we're still seeing the effects of it, but legally institutions, because the dollar is louder, it weighs more than any sort of segregation. So, but we are still feeling the effects of redlining, especially from the late 60s going into the early 70s, right? So let me tell you something, right? And a lot of people don't want to have this conversation. And if you want to talk about racism, this is where the real racism lies right now in today's America. You don't got to worry about somebody calling you a nigga or anything like that. That's not what it's about, right? Mm-hmm. What it's about right now, and I see it every day, it's about African-American homeowners, black people that own homes. It's about their properties being undervalued or devalued by predominantly white appraisers, which directly takes money direct money directly from the black family, directly out of the black community, to the tune of somewhere about $60 billion a year, right? That's the kind of racism. So, and that's why Martin Luther King, before he died, said he thinks he may have led us into a burning building, because when you got that green, desegregation, people wanted. That's why what people don't realize, and a lot of people talk about like the Tulsa race riots, right? But most people have not gone through and read the 188-page archive of the Tulsa race riots. And what people don't realize is that Tulsa got along, that the black community Tulsa got along for years, decades with white folk. Right. And yeah, there were always the jealous white folk that probably along that time were really plotting to get at the black community in Tulsa. Right. But it was the most successful community in Oklahoma. So the governor actually put a halt on a lot of that shit. It was like, no, these good tax-paying black folk, right? So the dollar eliminates a lot of that shit. Now, what is the problem today? The problem today is, and for me personally, because look, I'm a black person in America, I don't come from shit, but I made some of myself. So I never allowed. Now, did I probably go through some racist shit in my time? Sure. I was so focused on what I wanted to do, I either didn't notice it or I don't know. You're right, but racism exists. Nobody's denying that. What I'm saying is, if you want to actually talk today about the racism that's going on today in this country, we have to talk about the things that drive economic disempowerment, right? We have to talk about the lack of jobs. We have to talk about the black father being ripped from the home. And that's one of the biggest issues. And y'all ain't going to want to hear this, but I don't give a fuck. That's one of the biggest issues I have with Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. They've locked up more black people together than Reagan in the war on drugs.
Can I interrupt you when you're done?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. All right. Keep going, right? So, I really wanted to stick on the topic of Jacob Blake. It seems like we're getting off of it though, which is fine. Okay. But go ahead.
All right. So, I'm gonna address Kenny because he asked a question about the solutions, right? Mm-hmm. So.
Really quick, before you get started, because that's really where I wanted to go was the solutions. And the main solution right now, because people wonder why the majority of black people are living in the conditions that they're living in, rat infested, pissy hallways, and things like that. And you want to know why that is. And yes, systemically, the government has done things to hold black people back, right? So could black people use that as an excuse? Absolutely. And is it not an excuse for some black people? Does it truly affect some black people? Absolutely, for sure. Does it affect the majority of black people in America? Because if you're the poorest person in America, you're still the richest person in most other third world countries. So does it really affect the average black person? I don't think it does, right? Okay. And this is the thing. Every person has an opportunity. So if you want to, and the reason why someone can ask, how come this black person doesn't care that their hallway smells like piss or this and that? It's because black people don't own shit. They don't have pride in ownership. If you don't own shit, you don't give a fuck about it. Yep. You don't have pride in ownership. Right?
Let me address all that.
Economics cuts through all of that.
Right. And you just said it. Economics cuts through all of that. But let me address that with the solutions, right? We already know the causes. Can we agree about the causes? Because we don't have to go all the way back. Can we agree about some of the causes at least?
Some of the causes, sure. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
I agree with most of the causes.
Okay.
I'll take some. He'll take most.
Because racism was real. And racism was very real.
No doubt.
Right.
No doubt.
Okay. So now, one of the solutions that people do not talk about from 18, I'm just going to say, let me start at 16. From let's just say 16, and this is arbitrary, right? From 16 to around 25, let's just say that's a lot of the crime that's being committed. Let's just say that, right? For example.
Probably true.
Right.
Probably.
I'm just going to use that as an example because it's because we don't know specifically. Let's just say.
I got it right here.
Yeah, Google it.
What is it? Statistics guy. 18 to 25.
Yeah. So crime predominantly. 61% committed from 18 to 25.
Okay, there you go. Okay, let's see. That's what I thought. Okay. 18 to 25. Let's just say you're in the city, Tulsa, Miami, whatever. You're dealing with the problem where people don't have, for whatever reason, they don't have the funds. For whatever reason, they don't have the education. For whatever reason, and they're impoverished.
Well, it's not for whatever reason, but go ahead.
No, but I'm just going to say for whatever reason.
I see what you're saying.
There's many reasons, right?
Uh-huh.
Why don't? Because the police can't handle that issue, right? We know that. DSS can't handle that issue. But if I'm a city and I want crime to go down, I would be proactive in creating jobs, right?
I agree.
Hold on. Now, hold on. Now, not only creating jobs, if any company or corporation wants to invest in that community, you would have to commit a certain amount of funds, whether it be through bonds, tax, to that community, instead of extracting that money and running away with it, right? That's number 2. Number 3, you can't start a family if you ain't got no money, brother. The reason why you can't, you're talking about broken families, right? Broken families.
Which is the reason why they don't have more income.
No, hold on. Let me finish.
You're in America?
Hold on.
You can start a family broke as a mother.
Yeah, I know.
Hold on.
Everything's free. You get more shit if you have kids.
Everything is not free.
So yes, if you're poor, almost everything is free.
America is not set up. America's not set up for.
Can you raise a family? Can you raise a family on $13?
Yes.
Hold on. Can you raise a family on $13?
Absolutely.
You're a liar.
No, you're a liar. Because if you make 13, hold on. You're gonna let me. I let you finish earlier. You're gonna let me finish. If you make $13 an hour as a married couple, you will get about $700 a month in food stamps.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get $7,000 per. You'll get
Can you buy a home? Can you buy a home?
What?
Dutch, I gotta agree with him.
No, he can't.
You don't get the American dream.
Yeah.
No.
You don't live high on the hog, but you can live in Section 8 housing.
No.
If you get rid of the dude, you got bank.
Bro, I live in a luxury high rise. And around my area, there's people who qualify.
Modified endowment units probably in that apartment complex and pay $300.
So why I pay a certain amount of money, certain people pay lesser based off of their. So Dutch.
Wait a minute though. Are we talking about, or do you want to? Weren't we talking about people not being able to do what they need to do as a family? You can't listen. $13.
I'm confused.
Let me tell you why.
We know. So you got to put between and
Let me finish. Right? Do you want a community where these people are able to invest, are able to work, are able to have a better education?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you want that, right?
Yep.
Wouldn't it be proactive and cheaper for a city or a town or a state to create better jobs than to just leave it to?
That is a great point, and that's why illegal immigration matters. Because you know, an average. Hold on, I used to work construction in the inner cities in D.C., in Baltimore. Do you know what those illegal immigrants were making per hour?
I do not know.
Close to $22 an hour. Okay? $22 an hour. That means if they're not there, there is more jobs available making $22 an hour. Now, if you have a 2-parent household that one of them makes $22,
you can survive with $22.
You're making almost $50,000 a year.
Right.
You can make that work. You can live in Lanham, Glen Burnie, and then there's ways to budget your money, and that's where I agree with you on the completely redoing. Hold on, let me finish. Earlier, you had said redoing the education system. If we can undo, my brother was a starting level job at Walmart at 25 years old. By 30, he paid off his home because he learned how to budget and handle money. It wasn't because he was lucky. It wasn't because he
was white.
Yeah. Now, I will tell you this. He was more privileged than me because his parents stayed together. And so he had a little different life than I had. And Brad, you can roll your eyes. 70% of black children who do not have their dads live in poverty. That's not a coincidence. That is a fact.
Okay. So I'm glad you said that. So my question is, right, if the city, do you think it's by their own design, or was it a partnership with neglect for years and years and years, where they haven't been able and been taught to do some of the things that they need to do?
I absolutely agree.
Education.
I absolutely agree with that.
That's where I was going with it. Education. Financial education in particular.
Okay, so then no problem. So now, this is the reason why. Now I get back to Jacob. Let's get back to Jacob real quick. You have, with issues like this, with domestic violence and all these issues, you have to be proactive than reactionary. And you're going to keep having these instances.
Why I got us three on here so we can get proactive.
Right.
Let's adjust some shit.
But that reactionary system is reacting to something that they don't want, that the police can't fix themselves, and they don't want to fix. They don't have no incentive.
I totally disagree that they don't want to fix it. I mean, first of all, don't you think it kind of would suck to be a police officer right now as a white guy? Right. So let me use my as a white guy. Not just a white guy. I wouldn't want to be a police officer.
Hold on, Kenny. Kenny, does it suck to be a black? Hold on, Kenny. Does it suck to be a black guy right now?
This is how it looks when I'm in my business meeting with my business group that owns DMV Insurance Agency. Mm-hmm. This is what it looks like on my coaching staffs. This is what it looks like every day of my life. So outside of my white and Hispanic kids running around.
How does it feel to be a black guy right now? You can't answer it, can you?
What do you mean? What does it feel like?
I don't know.
I know what you're saying. And you know what? That's why I fought against racism, white versus black, because it's no better black versus white. I have no desire to be a slave, just like I had no desire to own slaves. So I am always on the side of fighting against injustice, always, regardless of skin color, because I don't want what to happen to me. That's why I always put myself in that situation. I put myself in both situations, always. That way, when the Eric Garner thing came up, I said, man, that dude just choked him out. That dude should be in jail.
But the reason why I said the police don't want to fix it is because they had instances to fix situations like this. And I'm not talking about police on the ground. I'm talking about the force. They don't have either the knowledge or they don't have the intention to fix it. These are recurring problems.
Hold on. So I agree. I mean, me and Glenn had a show about the Breonna Taylor case before the new information came out, and both of us said that the judge that signed the warrant should be in jail. Okay?
Google the word, folks. Google the word enable.
Well, I'll tell you this. Last time you had me Google a word, it didn't mean what you said it meant. So
what have you Google?
Let me look at what I have Googled up on my screen.
Hold on, let me call him out. Hold on, Glenn. What have you Google?
I Googled due process.
Yeah, okay, what did due process mean? What did due process mean? Now, remember, you're talking to one else. What did due process mean? And
I said a process. So we'll go ahead and
what's the definition of due process?
Established court of judicial proceedings.
Kenny, this is your show. I don't want to embarrass you. What does due process mean?
I'm reading it to you right now.
Okay.
You gotta let me talk. An established course of judicial proceedings or activities designed to safeguard the legal rights of the issue. Judicial proceedings.
I didn't say that.
Do not happen after one day, which is what my
hold on.
I just said due process.
No, you're being an asshole. You're being an asshole right now.
That's all I said.
No, let me do it. You're being an asshole. Due process. You're being
a legal concept where a person is insured.
Stop. I'm about to stop. I got you. See,
my gosh, I can't read the definitions.
No, because you're being. You know what you're doing? You're trying to outsmart the system. I just Googled it. It's fair treatment. Stop. Fair treatment to normal. Stop. Okay, bro. Then we using two different Googles. You got Google 3.0. Fair treatment. This boy, he knows
non-white definition.
Yeah, he knows them. Fair treatment through normal judicial system, especially as citizens' entitlement. So we talk about research. We talk about, and I knew due process. We talk about research. We talk about education. So
hold on, you said we talk about research.
No, Dutch.
Oh, pause. I got it. Hold on, pause. You say you talk about research. When I debated with your boy earlier, what's your partner's name? Clay? Kelsey? Yeah, Kelsey. So Kelsey hadn't watched the video. Now, Dutch has an excuse. He just came on the show. He didn't know what he was going to be discussing today. Kelsey knew he was going to be discussing it and didn't even find the two videos, dude. So he didn't give a shit about due process. He just wanted fairness for what he thought. He didn't go and do what I do, which is take a step back, try to get all this information, then come up with a conclusion. He saw what he wanted to see, and then
Stop.
And he's not here, so I'm not going to go long on it.
First off, right.
Hey, that's valid. Fair enough.
Fair enough. He should have.
Glenn, tell Hakeem Olajuwon to start stop pump faking. Okay, McHale. He made a comment that last time I had him look up a word, it didn't mean what it said. Let's address that. I'm not Kelsey. First off, I'm King Brad.
Did you watch both videos?
First off, no. Can I say something? No, can I say something? Let me finish.
Yeah, you can say. I actually say something.
No. I actually saw the video. I saw enough.
That is a horrible answer.
No,
I saw enough.
You know why?
That is never. You want to talk about why stuff doesn't get done? Because in order for two different groups that have some different ideals, and this could be white, black, Republican, Democrat, however you want to talk about.
You are a spin doctor. I would hire you.
No, it's
Street. I used to live in D.C. I would hire you, Kenny, if I was a Republican.
No, this is real talk. If you want to have things accomplished, you have to both.
I would hire you. You would give me elected. You are a mother. I would hire your ass. Kenny. If I ever run for office and I decide to make a lot of money, I would hire you because I would be fucking. You are amazing, bro. You are a spin doctor.
What am I spinning right now?
You are Kenny. You are Kenny. You are Kenny.
There is literally no spin.
That's why I talk to you. Can I tell you something? I talk to you. You know why I talk to you? Because you're brilliant. I talk to you because you're brilliant. No, I'm not even. No, stop.
Hang on for a second.
No, I'm being real. Kenny knows how to use research. He knows how to use current events. He knows how to use rhetoric. Kenny is a linguistic genius when it comes to this platform. And I'm glad Freddie's not here because I like Freddie too. Freddie's smart too.
Freddie likes you too, Brad.
No. I love this contradiction. First off, folks, I want you guys to Google contradictions, and I want you guys to understand the linguistic of contradiction. These guys are brilliant, Glenn included. This is a brilliant platform, but we have to take out the contradictions and start to hit home with some real life conversations.
That's what the whole.
You're not doing that though. You're not doing that. You're playing on.
That is what I'm doing.
You're playing on the topic. You're playing on the topic. You're playing on the topic.
All right, so Brad, this is what we're going. This is what we're going to do. What's what we're going to do? Real life conversations. All right. So Brad, start off with whatever issue you want to discuss, whether it's Jacob Blake or Breonna or something you want about.
2 minutes. 2 minutes. Brevity. 2 minutes. Brevity. 2 minutes. Wrong. I'm done.
Solve nothing with that.
Hey, listen. My people understand me.
No, your people are going to riot and burn shit down, and it's not going to be good for them.
That's racist.
Let me address that.
It's not going to help them.
That's racist, and you're not racist. I understand that. That's contradiction.
That is not good. That is not good.
Kenny.
That is not going to help black people. I don't believe that.
I understand.
Go ahead, Dutch. You got 2 minutes.
Okay, so all right.
What's the definition of a real conversation?
Right.
It's not that. He's playing on the title of his show.
I'm not.
Yeah,
I want to have a discussion about an actual thing we can do, and your answer was
Rush Limbaugh.
Wrong.
I asked you specifically to Brad to let's discuss a specific topic, and then I'll respond rather than Kenny.
Glenn, were they wrong?
Was who wrong?
The cops.
Yes.
You just want a straight yes or no answer? Yes.
I feel like they were wrong.
So if I say wrong, with emphasis, expounding.
No, but there's always here's.
And I'm going to tell you, not enough information.
Hold on. One of my favorite movies. I'm going to let you talk. One of my favorite movies is called City Hall, and Al Pacino says minutia, misguide. All this is bullshit. Let's focus, guys. We're wrong. Kenny, you're the only one that says it's not wrong. I'm done.
No. Hold on. Hang on. Because there's way more nuance. You can't just say wrong, yes or no. Because they were wrong in shooting him 7 times. Absolutely.
Right. I agree with that. Yeah, you want to talk about did they do something wrong? Yes.
Absolutely. They may have even been wrong in shooting him at all. That is an argument. That's an argument.
Once he reaches.
However, there's another side to it. I'm gonna tell you like this: if I'm a police officer personally, if I'm a police officer, and I don't know about you guys, but especially in the second video, you can see where Jacob Blake had the knife in his. He had it was a knife. It had to have been a knife. What else are we gonna have right there?
A knife and a gun. Hold up. You ever heard the saying, "Don't bring a knife to a gunfight"?
Well, I guess he shouldn't have.
No, but the argument is, oh, well, they could have just tackled him or something. I'm trying to get home to my wife and kids. If I'm a cop, I'm not tackling a guy with a knife. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna do it. And you're not gonna do it either. Fuck that. You're not gonna do it. Nobody would expect you to do it.
Nope.
Let's talk it out, because there's two legit arguments on both sides. Was he wrong for shooting him 7 times? Yes. But was he wrong for shooting him? I don't know. He had a knife on him.
And well, the fact is, he didn't shoot him right when he had a knife on him. He didn't shoot him until he was reaching inside the car. The guy's pulling his jersey or shirt back. He's still reaching for where they know. They know. Now, I would be interested to know how much they knew, but I believe that since they called in his name, they ran his report. It's super simple. They're going to see the weapons charge on there. They may have clicked on it. I don't know what they saw, but they saw 9 domestic violences. We're at a domestic violence house. He reaches towards underneath the seat. They shot him. I don't have a problem with them shooting him at that point. I do. If Dutch is right and we find out they all 3 had tasers on them, then yes, hold the police accountable. Use all your tasers. That's what they're there for. But if 2 of them didn't, then all I'm saying is I feel like, based on the fact that you guys haven't even, or 2 of the 3 of you haven't even seen the 2 videos, and I'm saying I don't have enough, and you're saying yes, let's say police are wrong, I've seen enough, so then it incites a community that can go cause harm to themselves. And I don't want that. I don't want anybody to die. I didn't want him to die. I agree. And he didn't.
I agree. Kenny, first off, all just aside, I agree with you. I know your heart. Like all this propaganda and subterfuge and entertainment that we're doing. I know your heart. Other folks don't know your heart, and I think that's where the misconstrued linguistic conversation gets lost. Like, I know you. And Glenn know you more than I do. Dre know you more than I do. So I just want.
Well, let me give you another perspective, and I'm glad that you said that, Brad. Let me give you another perspective. So in the case of Jacob Blake, right, or even Rayshard Brooks, right. So the black community wants the police to be held accountable, and I think also the white community as well. Everybody needs to be held accountable. But if I, as a black person, say, okay, but Rayshard Brooks needs to have some accountability as well when he stole the taser and then pointed it at the cops. Or if I say that why didn't he had a warrant for his arrest. He had a warrant for his arrest. He knew he was going down. He should have just took it down. If I say that as a black person, if I say that, I'm a coon, I'm an Uncle Tom, I'm this, I'm that.
Did Brad just say who doesn't have a warrant?
I'm about to Google it right now. What percentage of black Americans don't know they have a warrant, or don't have a warrant? Whether it be parking ticket, child
support. What percentage of blacks do you think have warrants? They don't have warrants.
No, he said what percentage of black people don't know that they have a warrant. That's a new one.
Thank you. At the end,
thank you with the spin doctors.
You tried that. I caught you.
Doctor.
Yeah, you tried that.
Spin doctor, stop.
You tried that.
No, I said Glenn heard
me. Why are you bringing?
But it doesn't matter, to be honest.
This is that bullshit. Hold on. I had to mute Brad. Here's the truth. The truth is he literally did not show up for 2 bails. He knew he had a warrant. So stop acting like what people don't know they have warrants. He knew he had a warrant. You know he knew it. I know he knew it. He skipped 2 bail hearings. He knew he had a warrant. He's a felony.
There's only been one time in my life, only one time where I didn't know. I just didn't know 100%. Like I speculated that I probably had a warrant, but I wasn't sure. That was the only time. Every other time I knew I had a warrant.
So watch this, Glenn.
And if you skip a bail hearing, you know you got a warrant.
No, and Glenn is an upstanding citizen, as you can tell from the pictures on the back of his wall. A cop would not see the pictures on the back of his wall, and a cop would think that Glenn is a thug, because he has a warrant. Look at him. Look at. So
I agree with you there.
I'm a thug if I have a warrant. You think they're gonna be nice to me?
You're different, Kenny. Kenny.
Look, I'm not naive enough to say, I'm not saying color doesn't play a part. I'm not saying that. So let's not go down that road. I understand that I'm looked at different. If it was my brother, okay, my brother is more cornballish. And to be honest with you, Glennon is dressed down right now. Glennon is usually in a 3-piece suit. He would be looked at different.
First off, time out. So you follow my Instagram, I wear suits every day.
Yeah,
Don't let this fool you. Like at the end of the day, I understand. So
but we have to admit that is important. Like self accountability is real. This is where I was going. The police.
I like Breonna.
Absolutely.
I like Peton.
Black community has to be held accountable as well too. Not that we got to be putting a goddamn suit on every day, right. But at the end of the day, even me as a black person, certain people dress a certain way. I'm gonna look at them twice. White, black don't matter.
I also have a
real. I hope you do the same. I got kids.
No matter what they do, I feel like the police are under an extreme microscope, and I'm not pro-police. Growing up, anybody that knew me know I was probably the most anti-police dude around. A police officer almost hit my mom because she thought he was a teenager, and he wanted to like bully her a little bit. So when he drove up, he kind of swerved like he was going to hit my mom. So I have some real feelings about the way that police handle the power that they have. That's why I'm a libertarian. I'm very anti-power structure. I want the power to the people. That way, if you're a black person or a white person, then you just have your own power. You don't gotta, like, the idea to me to defund and then take guns away from everybody is arguably I feel like, man, for the black community, that would be terrible. Terrible. All black people should be able to own guns. Okay? You should be able to have, if a country put me in slavery, you couldn't pry a gun out my damn hand, period, end of story.
How would you know?
What?
How would you know?
Because I wasn't a slave and they got to pry the fucking gun out of my hand. So I've been to jail. So that's enough slavery for me for one day. I'm done. I don't want to be a slave. So I'm not going
one day versus 400 years.
I was in jail. No,
all right.
I'm not comparing the two. I'm just saying if in one day I want a gun, I assure you if I was a slave for 400 years, I'd want a gun.
Yo, you are a spin. I love this guy. You are a spin.
So this is my perspective on that whole instance. People, when it comes to rioting, when it comes to looting, when it comes to protesting, it's already at a point where there's no logical thinking at that point. People are going off emotion, right?
You've got to stop. I mean,
I'm just saying, people going off emotion. But this is not. But there's steps to that. There's steps to why people are upset, right? And the problem is essentially that people are not hearing and understanding that there is real frustration on certain levels. So we can talk about why Jacob did this. We can talk about why Breonna did. Those are individual instances. But till we get to the underlying issues of how we can address it, is not going to happen, right? We're going around in circles about why he came around his car.
Right, because we won't put up a legislation piece. I've given the floor, and actually, let's do this because we're going to get close to the end of the show. Right. So right now, and we'll start with you, Dutch, and then we'll go to Brad, and then I won't even give one. I'll just kind of wrap up a couple words and be done. Right. So go ahead, Dutch. You have the floor. 2 minutes, starting in the next 5 seconds. Go ahead and say whatever you want. No one's going to interrupt you. You got the floor. All right, we'll go a minute and a half, and go ahead.
All right, so my thing is about solutions, right? And as a person that comes from the black community, I'm automatically going to have a different perspective than a person that comes from outside of my community, which is nothing wrong with that. But what I want is the same thing that a person in the hood, so to speak, has, that a person in the suburbs with a nice house, with a great education, without the friction. So the reason why there's a lot of anger, there's a lot of, so to speak, malice, is because we're looking to reach out, but no one's reaching out to us. You try to rebuild the community, but there's gentrification. It extracts money. You try to have a better education, but the education system doesn't give you the tools to ready you for the new world. You try to grow a family, but there's different instances where they don't support the black man in the community more, and they may support the black woman, and then there's separation there. So whatever the instance is, solution-based, better jobs, family planning, education that teaches people to grow their community and not just leave the community and grow somebody else's. So it's about self-reliance. Whether you believe in guns or you don't, whether you're Republican or you don't, black people, all black people in those communities need to have a better chance to have power, respect, and accountability will always be there once you have that, because you have something to fight for. That's it.
Well, thanks for that. All right, King, on to you, brother.
I'll be real brief.
2 words.
So I thought a lot about this. But Kimmy, you the King B square. I'm King B. You King B square. I thought about this. Black Lives Matter.
Right.
In the eyes of most individuals, Black lives have a value. However, the articulation of information is that Black lives don't have value. So in return, that's why you have documented shootings of Black people, or people that look like me. I've watched numerous amount of videos. I grew up. I never forget. It was a joke that I used to say when we were growing up about how a white person can cuss a cop out and go home, where a Black person could not. I never forget when I got pulled over one time. I was in Dayton, Ohio. I was at the Dayton Mall, and I'll be real quick. This is like a 2-second story. And I had all the paperwork. I knew I was legit because I knew my brother's dad was an attorney. I don't want to say I was privileged, but I knew I was 18. I knew like my lot in life. A cop got behind me, and I was playing my music, and I had my seatbelt on. And I never forget that I was with some guy next to me, and I was doing this because I knew I didn't do anything wrong. And when he got behind me, I was bucking the system because I knew he had nothing on me. And when I knew he got behind me, I was like turned up. And I was young, but I knew that I didn't do anything wrong. And I knew I was at this time, it was at Dayton Mall, which is a predominantly white area in Dayton, Ohio. And I grew up in Westwood. But I knew I didn't do anything wrong. I knew all my paperwork was together. That confidence that I had and the education that I had allowed me to be that way.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, a lot of my people don't have that education and don't have that knowledge to interact with the police. So they react a certain way. I'm 41 years old. Now I react a little differently. I don't say anything. I don't cause conflict because I know that I didn't do anything wrong. So I'm very, very reticent. I don't think Jacob Blake did anything that warranted getting shot 7 times. And for me saying that, I think that this is a mute conversation that we shouldn't even have to have a dialogue about. And I'm going to go back to what I said. Wrong, wrong, wrong. That was a lot, but I opened up. There.
That was short. That was a couple minutes. No, I'm just kidding with you. All right. What you got for him, Glenn?
All right, cool. Well, I really like what Brad said. Thank you guys for coming on, by the way. Thank you, Brad. Thank you, Dutch. And by the way, viewers, feel free to check them out over at the Ventilators. They have a really cool podcast over there. Very interesting. They keep it spicy, as Brad likes to say. But what I really like what Brad said in terms of his education allowed him to have that type of confidence when he was dealing with the police, right? It's all about education. And I know earlier I talked about financial education because there's people that don't even have high school diplomas that are wealthy, and their lives are inherently and intrinsically different than most American people, right? And is it all about the money? No, but I think it's like more than 50%. Like it should be the most important thing next to air, to be honest with you, because we live in a capitalist society. And the cool thing about a capitalist society is that you always have the ability to better your situation. You always have the ability to capitalize, right? So at the end of the day, if you are fortunate enough to have that type of mindset, because you do live in a country to where if you are persistent, consistent, and you follow your dreams no matter what, you'll get there. You'll get there. You'll make things happen for yourself. When that does happen, obviously, you don't want to forget about your community, right? And I think that's where a lot of people are at right now, right? I have family members that are still not in not so good areas, and a lot of people do, kind of, are in that same situation. So you don't want to forget about anybody, but at the same time, everybody has a responsibility and everybody has an opportunity to take advantage of what America has to offer, of what your God-given talent will allow you to offer the world, and how to monetize that and make lives better, not only for yourself, but for your community. That's where I'm at with it right now. I know I've taught several Black people, how to invest in real estate with no money, no credit, and they've changed their lives. And that's real shit to me, right? So education, education, education. Just like he said, wrong, wrong, wrong. I'm going to say education, education, education. That's it. You're muted, Kenny.
My bad. There we go. I just want to, first of all, I appreciate you both, Dutch and Brad, for coming out, and the King B, the original King B. And here's the thing, just going through some of the things that were said, at the end of the day, I am a solution-based person. Yes, we do the contradictions so that we can get to the core issues by looking at both sides and flipping both sides and looking at them so that we can address what's actually going to help. Because I'll tell you, I actually went through a similar thing that Brad went through when I was younger. When I was younger, I used to think the same thing. Man, I got my shit straight. I can say whatever. I'm white. I might be poor, but I'm white. I'm good. And then I had a cop put a gun in my face. And then I had a cop whoop my ass for no reason. Not because I had my paperwork wrong, but because I wouldn't admit to something that he said that I did that I didn't do. And that changed my view on things. I thought, well, what if, because I always put myself in other situations. I thought, well, what if I was Black? I don't know why these guys are bothering me this way this night. I was in Baltimore. Now that I'm older, I think they probably thought I was getting drugs, but I was actually going into an underground poker game. Not saying that was right, but I had some wad of cash on me. They pulled me out the car. They roughed me up pretty good, put a gun in my face. And when they put the gun in my face, I wasn't going to fight with them. I wasn't going to get shot that night. And I understand that I didn't have the education that I needed at that point. Clearly, I should have shut the hell up. Now, it doesn't mean that the cops were right. They weren't. They were wrong. I didn't like cops before, during, or after for a long time. And it's not that I'm a big fan of cops as they are, but I do think we need education. I don't think that saying we don't need to discuss, that's the end of the conversation. I think that's leading in to young children, and especially in the Black community, that they already feel disenfranchised. I think that's going to put them in danger's way, and I really don't want to see that. There's so many young kids that I work with that I love that are young Black kids, and I don't want them to be in that situation. I want them to be able to economically grow, get the education systems that need to be put in place so that these people can be the entrepreneurs that lead the world. That's what I want to see. And most of those things will come from things that Dutch brought up. Changing the education system, making better opportunities for money, following your dreams. That's all the same stuff I want. So if most people want that thing, and maybe there's some establishment stuff we got to fight against, but if we can come together and we can address actual legislation that can put things in order, then maybe, just maybe, we can get back to where we can, a new America where people are successful, allowed to be that way, and that the kids can have a bright future, because all of us really do want that. And I fear that building fear is not productive for them, and it scares me. And I'll leave you guys with that. So again, thanks, fellas. Nothing but love. Feel free. Hit us up anytime. And that's it for us. We have...